Hello everyone, and welcome to That Deacon on YouTube. I'm out here at Christchurch Episcopal Church out in a suburb of Los Angeles in Ontario because I heard about a garden that literally sprung up from the community. It also was a project that began during the COVID lockdown. So I'm here to talk with the rector and volunteers who helped make this garden possible. They also share their hopes and dreams and reasons for building this garden. So we hope you find this interesting as you visit That Deacon on YouTube. I'm here with Mary Roberts, correct?
Yes.
And tell me, I'm a little bit taller here, tell me about how you got involved in the garden.
Oh, well, this is my church, Christchurch Parish, here in Ontario. And we had a really active pantry program here, which were people were coming from the neighborhood, and we were able to meet lots of our neighbors and be able to share food with them. And then with COVID, the pantry closed.
So the pantry closed, and then what happened?
And so it was like, well, we need, what's our outreach? What are we to do? And we have this beautiful back here, and it's been a dream for quite a while to develop this into some sort of a garden. So over the period of time with COVID, we sort of did this audacious thing and said, let's plant a garden for our neighborhood. Our sort of heart here is hospitality, and we wanted to plant a garden that would welcome people to come and enjoy the peace and the joy and the beauty that's here. Mm-hmm. And so that's what we've set about doing. So I got involved as being a gardener here.
Do you garden at home?
I do garden at home.
So
yes.
It just became another gardening project.
In a way, yes.
Yeah.
And it's just everything that a garden is. You know, here it's an intentional place, and it's gathering in together beauty and fertility and life, and it's really becoming a living thing. Yep,
gardens do that. The name. Mm-hmm. Where did the name come from?
Oh, we had a wonderful parishioner here named Rebecca Rollins, and she was an organist, and she was just this lovely human being. And she, 20 years or so ago, had said, we need to develop that area in the back because this at one time was a school, and so this was the playground. But we haven't had any little children here for a long time, and it was sort of a sad place instead of a happy place. So let's name our garden for Rebecca. Let's name our name for Rebecca, and so we call it Rebecca's Garden.
That's a wonderful story.
Oh.
So Mary, take me to your favorite spot in the garden.
Oh, I'd love to. Come this way.
Okay.
We're going to walk around on our gravel path, skirting the outside, and we've planted trees all along here. We have olive trees and fig trees and sycamore trees and blooming bushes. But my favorite place to sit, to meditate, to meet with friends, to sit and enjoy the birds and the breeze, is this garden bench right here under the pine tree. So if you'll follow with me over, and we'll sit on the bench, and I think you'll see why this is a favorite place.
What do you see here?
Well, from here, I feel like I'm somewhat rooted in the garden. And I'm looking up, and if I look to the north, past that palm tree up there, I can see the mountains, the San Gabriel Mountains. Right here. There's Mount Cucamonga, and there's Mount Ontario, and over behind that tree over there, there's a Mount Baldy, fringed with snow. And here we are in March, and we can see a palm tree in its glory, and we can see snow on a mountain peak.
Gianluigi.
There you go.
And I can never say your last name. Say
Guglielmetto.
that. Oh, tell me about your ministry here. When did you start and all of that?
Well, it's a strange situation because I was a parishioner here in the beginning of the 2000s, and it was my first Episcopal church actually. And after I left for Europe, and then I was ordained later, I was called to this parish by accident almost, because it was not in the cards that the priest would retire earlier, and it happened, and I was called, and so this has become my first position for the last 4 years and a half. So that was a blessing and a curse. A blessing because I already knew everybody.
Right.
A curse because I had to establish my authority.
Yeah. At a parish where they know you.
Yeah, just typical.
Yeah.
So pretty soon we saw that, well, first of all, there was a reconciliation thing to do. But after the parish was viable, then we had to look into what is our ministry here. And this has always been a place of deep spirituality, contemplative life, and theological thinking, and prayer, and liturgy. This has always been the greatest values. So we did an assessment of where we wanted to go, and we ended up with this idea of a garden that was going to open to the community and connect us to the neighborhood and to the city, at the same time keeping our values, which is this value of contemplation and spirituality. So we thought about the garden, and together with the gardeners we started having retreats, which is one of the things I did even before becoming a priest. And so we put together this Center for Spirituality, which is now called Spirit Earth Action. So recently changed its name and is going more into the direction of ecology and interfaith, interspirituality. And we think that we hope in a synergy between the different projects that we are starting here.
Yeah, I'm so happy to hear that. You know, it's funny, you hear the term emerging church all the time, and there are like 10 billion different definitions.
Right.
For me, it's a church project like this and the Spirituality Center that grows out of the energy of a particular
We hope
parish.
so. We hope so.
Yeah, and
I think it's very important to identify what the parish is about. What's the history? What's the energy? What is the exact thing?
Right.
Rather than just try something.
Right. It has to grow from it has to be organic.
There you go.
Like a garden. Yeah. And that's where I am too in my spirituality. That's why I started the flow also. I think more than ever right now we need to push a contemplative spirituality that focuses on transformation, because
Otherwise we are lost.
you're lost, and church can't do that on Sundays. It just can't. It's not designed to.
It's not enough.
Yeah.
It's not enough.
Yeah, I mean,
we do have. I mean, when we had brother Dennis Gibbs coming to before the pandemic to one of our services, he came out and I said, "So, what do you think?" And he said, "Your liturgy is more monastic than ours." So there is a way in which you can have a contemplative liturgy if you have the right people that they know what they're doing and they know what they're coming. It's a specific way of doing the liturgy, but it's not enough.
Yeah, it's just one Sunday a week.
Yeah, exactly.
Worship is its own thing. It's good.
Yes.
But it doesn't really help so much with transformation, which is the entire key.
Yeah, it's the purpose. Well, we are around.
Yes.
But other people that come once a week start asking me questions and say, oh, what did you say? What about this line there? And then you say, okay, come to the garden and we'll talk about it.
Right. And I just love what you've started here. It's in its baby stages. I can't wait to see when the trees grow and become, the garden will get its own personality. Tell me about the jazz you have here. Now, what is that with music?
Well, one of the ways of opening up to the neighborhood, we thought, was to have one event a month. And so the third Saturday of each month at 5 p.m., always at 5 p.m., so we kind of gauge different seasons. We are going to have some musicians coming and refreshment, just for the people to chat, to know the place. It's nothing particularly, deep or hard.
No,
or relaxing.
But that's forming community.
That's the idea of forming community. I truly believe that there are so many people that have this innate spirituality, or they're looking for something, but they are afraid of church. Now, we cannot hide that we are a church, and I never will. I even show up with a collar. But I want to show them that there's a different way of doing things, and that's the human way. That we welcome you as a human person first, before everything else. This is also a city that doesn't have that. Meaning that there's a lot of fundamentalist churches around here. The mainstream, so-called the main denominations, are not doing well. And I don't even think there's a space like this in the whole city that offers a space for restoration, contemplation, and free coffee, just as a place for you to be. I don't think this thing exists, so we are really trying to make it known better.
Well, I hope this video helps.
We have issues with staffing, of course, and all these things, but we are working it out pretty well. And we have visitors almost every day.
Oh, good. Oh, good. And so behind us here, I see that they are composting.
That's right. This is the California Composting Alliance, which we partner with, and they send these young people like Jesus to help us, and Mary is part of our church, and she's been trained by him. Now she's becoming a pro, really. Several people from our community bring their food scraps. There is a bin outside, and we are having workshops. The next one is April 1st. It is a Friday at 3:30 p.m. for people in the neighborhood to come and learn. And the first one was very successful. So
there are two Marys here. I met Mary Roberts, and you are
Mary Wise.
There we go, Mary the Wise. That'll be on your statue eventually. They'll put it on the wall there. So tell me how you're involved here.
Well, I'm retired now from my job, and happy to be retired. And I wanted a purpose in life, and I prayed, and it sounds kind of like a strange story, but it's not. I heard bells, and from here, and it went straight to my heart. I said, where are those bells? Because I know they're church bells. And so I didn't even know there was a church here, and I lived here in this area for about, over 20 years. And so I drove around and see if I could find the church, and at first I didn't see it. It's just a regular neighborhood, and watching the traffic. And so all of a sudden I was coming back this direction. I said, there it is. It looks like a church. So I went home and I Googled it about 3 or 4 times. Somebody must have thought I was crazy if they were checking, who was checking what. But so anyway, then I found out when they had Mass, and so I came in and came to Mass, and I was so happy to find it. And so then I decided, I told Father, I says, what can I do? is one of the best things. I'm so excited because to me this garden is such a miracle. Honestly, it's a miracle. We had maybe 5 of us in total to set it up and then to plant and to do a lot of weeding and getting rid of that devil grass.
Yeah.
And a lot of digging to get that out. And so then planting and now seeing how beautiful it is. It's a meditation garden as well now. And I'm just so elated.
And you're also teaching people how to compost.
Well, actually, yeah, we're trying to get the community involved because to me it's so important now. Mother Earth needs our help more than ever, and I know we're a few people doing this, and I hope to get more people involved in it. But composting, it's amazing. You compost this food scraps, and all of a sudden, a few months later or so, you get this most beautiful soil. And so we could use that later to feed plants, and but it's incredible.
Jesus, how did you hear about this?
So I'm part of the California Composting for Green Spaces initiative. It's a statewide initiative.
Oh, really?
Yeah, our goal is to pretty much
Here, let's get in camera here.
yeah,
That's okay.
we're here to pretty much mobilize community gardens to start composting. The main goal is to redivert food waste from the landfills into community gardens, so that way people can benefit from the compost and grow food and nurture community, essentially. I've been composting in Pomona, which is my hometown, for about 2 years. And the person who's been leading us, they're part of a bigger initiative, which is the California Composting for Green Spaces. So they applied for a grant for the state of California, and it got approved. So a lot of gardens got funded, about 150 gardens or so, including Rebecca's garden. So we have a team for the Inland Empire. It's a group of at least 10 people, and each of us were assigned some gardens in this area. So me and my teammate DePauli were assigned Rebecca's garden and Seeds of Joy, which is down the street. And we've been doing this for almost 6 months, I would say. And we've started about almost 3 piles of compost, actually 4. We have some finished compost right there. It just needs a little bit of sifting, maybe a little bit of water. It's a little dry. But yeah,
And where did you learn how to compost?
From that group that I was associated with in Pomona, I'm still a participant for them. We're called Food Cycle Collective, and we would compost every Sunday. So we would pick up food waste from the local businesses, and it was all bike powered, so we haul everything on our bicycles to the local gardens, and we rotate gardens every week. So most of those gardens are part of this grant as well, so they're luckily being funded, and that's where I learned composting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I'm so happy these programs exist that I never knew about. This is through the state, right?
Yeah, state of California.
It's amazing, some of the stuff that you don't know what's going on unless you talk to someone. So
Yeah.
thank you for all that you're doing.
Yeah, thank you.
And thank you for your group and for this church and for Mary and the other Mary. And Father Gigi, which I understand is his nickname.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
That's all I have for you this month. I hope you enjoyed our visit. And remember, if you find these videos interesting and useful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. I'll see you again next month. God bless and happy Easter.